The Progressive Era. The Progressive Era is all about fixing the abuses of the Gilded Age. The Progressive Era is going to take its roots, though, back during the Gilded Age with a group of farmers who eventually will form their own political party known as the Populists. Now, the Populists wanted a lot of good stuff. They also want a lot of stuff that you may say was socialism today. They wanted the government to take over communications and the railroads. The Populists wanted free unlimited coinage of silver. They thought that more money in the economy would be great and they could have more money in their pockets because they would have more money then to invest in their farms. The problem is that would have caused huge amounts of inflation, which we're going to talk about in the 1920s. A little inflation over time, it's just called an economy growing. A lot of inflation right at once is a really, really bad thing. So they're going to get organized and they're going to join people like miners and they're going to join people like factory workers and they're going to form the Populist Party. And eventually they're going to reach out to the Democrats, and the Democrats are going to take their ideas because it's going to cost them some elections. And they're going to lose to a guy named William McKinley, who has actually bought I'm going to leave that in there. I almost fell over. It was actually bought by Rockefeller, Carnegie, and Morgan. Go watch Men Who Built America. Fantastic show. And so you have this populist platform. They win some Senate elections, they win some House elections, but they never win the presidency, and the movement dies out. But what it does is it gives birth to the progressive movement. The progressive movement is a middle-class movement. These are your teachers, your doctors, your lawyers, your people who are working in offices. They are not working in manual labor. And they will demand that the government start paying attention and that the government start helping the American people. And we're going to move away from laissez-faire, and laissez-faire is going to pretty much die during the progressive era. So if you're really big into laissez-faire, it's not going to be good. If you're really big into the government helping people out, you're going to like it a lot more. We spent way too much time creating that. But Upton Sinclair's The Jungle changes America. It gives the progressives something that they need to attack, and that is the food going into our bodies. And they get that when they elect Teddy Roosevelt as the president after being the vice president and serving after McKinley got iced. Pop, pop. It's called the Square Deal, and that's Teddy Roosevelt's domestic policy. And it's going to do the following. The biggest of which is the government is going to get involved in your life by protecting you as a consumer. It's going to do things like make sure your drugs, legal ones, looking at you in the back, making the doobie sign. So medicine, drugs, food, the water you drink is all clean. And they're also going to preserve the environment because Teddy loved the environment. And he loved to shoot stuff in the environment. Like animals. He hunted and he killed animals. And you know. The 16th Amendment passes during the Progressive Era, and it's once again the middle class and the wealthy feeling they need to do their part to help America, so they should pay more in taxes. And 16th Amendment is income tax, April 15th. Make sure you get it done. Now, the other part of the Progressive Era that we're going to look at is the two presidents that followed Teddy Roosevelt. The next one is William Howard Taft. Taft, also getting stuck in a bathtub, and hopefully they don't ask you a question about that, but if they do, everyone always remembers that he got stuck in a bathtub. And he is going to go in as a progressive like Teddy, but he does not do exactly what Teddy wants to do, and Teddy gets all mad. And so Teddy says, I'm going to run my own party, and he starts his own progressive party, or the Bull Moose Party. And then you get the election of 1912. Now you got to remember, this is happening while America is expanding abroad. The American pawn, the big stick policy, dollar diplomacy. And then you get the election of 1912, where Woodrow Wilson's going to win because it works like this. All right. I am a Republican voter. Well, part of me wants to vote for this guy, Roosevelt. Part of me wants to vote for this guy, Taft. So I have split my vote, where all the Democrats are going to vote for Woodrow Wilson. And Woodrow Wilson is going to win. Now, last year, if you heard about the videos, I called Woodrow Wilson a racist. He is the only president to resegregate something, but we're not going to get hung up on that this time because Wilson also did some good stuff, like World War I, which we'll check out in the next video. So Woodrow Wilson is going to continue the idea that those big companies, the Rockefellers, the Carnegies, the Morgans, are needing to be regulated by the government. And his new freedom domestic policy will attempt to do that by breaking up more trusts. And he also creates the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is a bank for banks, where banks can go to get money. Their main goal is to regulate the amount of money we have in the economy, because remember, you want slow, good growth. You want growth, but you don't want it to happen too fast. And the Fed does that. It is a bank for banks, where banks go to get money. And it also sets how much money banks really can loan by setting interest rates. Oh, we can go see what the Federal Reserve looks like? Let's do that.